What's up, guys? In today's video we are going to address the absolutely horrible interior lighting on our 22 Tundra. I have no idea what Toyota was thinking when they put the lights that they put inside these trucks. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade to the Meso Customs. We have the dome light, the map lights for the front, and we also have the dome light for the rear. Pretty easy install, and I've seen pictures of these online. They look so much brighter than the stock, so let's jump right into it and get it done. We're going to start with the rear with the dome light because that's the easier of the two, but honestly, neither one are that bad. Step one is removing the factory light. Now I'm wearing gloves because you're going to be touching the headliner. If you've ever worked with a headliner before, I'm sure I don't have to tell you, it stains really easily or gets dirty really easily, so that's the only reason I'm wearing gloves, or just wash your hands really well, either or. So just take a plastic pry tool, and there's going to be 4 clips, 2 on each side, so 2 here and then 2 on the other side. When you get your plastic pry tool up in there, you're actually going to be able to see the metal, and I'll give you a better look once I get out. I'll get the piece out, but just push in on the metal clip and pull down at the same time. Do that in all 4 locations. And then just gently take your light out here. Unplug the wiring harness, which is right here in the back. There's only one, can't miss it. And we can now go ahead and take the factory piece outside and get it swapped over. On the back side of the factory piece, we want to remove this black section. So all you're going to do is take a small flathead, and you can see there's tabs, 3 on each side. If you get your flathead up underneath that black, you can kind of go ahead and pry it loose, like so. Once you have all 6 spots freed up, you can go ahead and take that off. Remove the factory light here. And now we do have to reuse these 4 metal clips. So again, just taking my little flathead. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show it on camera, but if you look underneath, there's a tab. You can't really miss it. You can just kind of get your flathead in there and pop it off the tab, and they'll slide off just that easy. Go ahead and open up our new light from Meso Customs. And I guess that was all for nothing, because the new one actually has clips. Now, if you watch their YouTube video on how to do this, you actually have to transfer these over to the new light. I'm guessing, obviously, now they're just starting to send them with these clips in place. So you don't have to do all of that if your new piece comes with these metal clips in place. So this is pretty self-explanatory. We're just going to plug the factory wiring harness back into the new Meso Customs light. And holy cow, I could actually tell already how much brighter that is. Of course, we'll get you some nighttime shots and footage, but that's absolutely crazy bright. So now when you go to put this back up in, these 4 metal tabs, again, you're probably not going to be able to see it well on video, but there's actually 4 tabs up inside the headliner as well. So just make sure they're lining up when you push this back up in there. And we should just kind of hear it click in place. Make sure your wires are tucked up in there so you don't pinch them. And there we go. So you do have to kind of push on that a little bit to get those metal tabs up over the tabs in the headliner, but that is in there nice and secure. So again, we'll give you a better look at nighttime, but the one button turns it on and off, and then the other button changes it from the red to the white. Now I want to see if it has a memory. So it's on red. Let's turn it off. It does. Okay, so whatever light it's on, when you turn it off, it'll stay on that when you turn it back on. Okay, that's good to know. So, all right, that's all there is to the rear piece. Let's get the map lights done. Hey guys, if you like what you see, which I don't know how you can't, these are night and day difference between these and the stock bulbs, no pun intended. I will link them down below for you. Unfortunately, they're not one of my channel partners or sponsors, so I don't have any discount codes for them, but all of our other channel sponsors are down below with codes for you to use. Pick up some awesome items for your truck, save a few bucks while you're at it. If you have any questions on anything, let me know. So as I mentioned, the front's a little bit more involved, but still not that bad. So clean pair of gloves, you're going to be touching your headliner again. If you get your hands up underneath the front portion here, you're going to feel like you're almost breaking it. At least mine is snug. I've actually had it off already when I first bought the truck, but if you pull straight down like that and then pull towards the windshield, you can see there's 2 tabs right there that go up over the headliner. That's how we're going to go ahead and remove the whole piece. Then just come to the passenger side over here and unplug your wiring harness. And we can take this piece over to the bench to get them swapped out. Here we are back on our trail gate. And by the way, if you didn't see my last video, or one of my last videos I posted on this trail gate panel for your tailgate, go back and check that out. In my opinion, everybody should have one of these things. I absolutely love it. Nice flat surface to work on. But back to the lighting. Have a little piece of rubber here, or matting, just to kind of protect the finish. And what you need to do is, we need to take this outside, hopefully I'm still in frame here. We need to take this outside piece off. Now I've already have some of the tabs loosened up to give you a look at what they look like. There's still one here and one here that I have to do. Now I will tell you, just be patient with these tabs. They are plastic, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they can be a little bit of a pain to get off. But basically, if I can get you a look, if it doesn't show up well on the video, I'll put a picture. But you have to get your screwdriver down in here. You need to push the beige colored tab in towards the main housing and then pull it down. But again, it can be a little bit stubborn, so just be patient with them, be careful. They are plastic, but they are a pain to get off. Okay, that was the last one. So once you have all of them undone, here's a look at the piece. You can see how many clips. Now, the ones you're mainly focusing on are the ones that look like this, okay? You can see how they have like a tab. These other ones that kind of just hook on, they'll just kind of pull off. But again, the ones you want to deal with and have to deal with are these here that have the little square, because they go over tabs that are inside there that it's going to be almost impossible to get you a good look. But again, just be patient. You just don't want to break this piece trying to take it off. Be patient, use a small flathead screwdriver, and you'll be able to pry it off. Next up, we're going to remove this black bezel that's kind of surrounding everything. So just get your little flathead up underneath it, and that's going to pop off relatively easily. Then we can get our little flathead up underneath the lenses, the clear portion, and just pop them off, set them aside. Next, we're going to take a T20 and remove these 2 bolts right here. And now we're going to go ahead and pop off this bezel here. Now, just pay attention to how your switches are positioned, because they may pop off on you as we do this. So if you want, take a picture, or just remember where your switches all lie. So now again, using our flathead, we're just going to kind of work our way around and pop up this bezel that you can kind of start to see coming loose already. So again, you can see the switches just kind of fall loose. So just set them aside, take a picture if you're not comfortable, remembering where they are. So now we need to take a 5/16 drill bit, and we're going to drill holes right here and right here. Obviously, there's nothing on the other side, as you can see. So again, it's a 5/16. Go ahead and drill holes in those 2 locations. So hopefully you can see where the holes are. Again, let me close the sunglass right there and right there. So now we're going to come to our bezel piece, and we're going to drill a hole here and here. So that's going to, when we put this back in, it's going to be right above the holes that we just drilled. Nothing on the back side, nothing you got to worry about. Okay, so again, just off to the side over here. Now we can go back to our main piece, main housing, and put this bezel back in place. And again, when you look through there, you'll be able to see that both sides, the holes line up. So we'll go ahead and just put all of our switches back in place where they go. Now we can take out the new lights from Meso. So you're going to get the 2 map lights, and then there's going to be a main harness underneath there with another black and red pigtail as well. All we're going to do is feed the pigtails coming off the lights, and you can't mess up what side they go on. They obviously only go on one side. So we're just going to go ahead and feed that pigtail down through both holes that we drilled, so it comes out down underneath the housing. And then we'll just go ahead and snap this into place. Same thing on the other side. Just make sure your wires aren't in the way down underneath it. Now before we put our last bezel back in place, let's go ahead and replace the two T20s that we removed. Now we can snap the last bezel back over. So before we go ahead and reinstall it back in the truck, just make sure they should kind of click just like factory. They both feel good. The fit feels good. Nothing's rubbing. Everything feels nice and secure. So we can actually go ahead and flip it around now, and we can go ahead and plug in our harnesses. Now, this is just an extension in case you need it to go from one side to the other. I'm actually going to see. Let's see how much wiggle room we have here. So we're just going to, this is self-explanatory. You're going to take the two small pigtails coming off the main harness. And actually, let's plug this in to the main spot first, just to see how much slack we have. So we're going to plug this in here. And you'll hear it and feel it click in. And yeah, okay, that's why they give you the extension. So, all right, so this side is going to just plug in like so. And this other side is not going to reach, which is why they give you the pigtail or the extension. So we'll just put the male to female and then run it over. Same thing, male to female. And now we're ready to go plug it back into the main harness in the truck and test everything out. I lied, we are not ready. We just have to go ahead and replace this outer trim before we go back to the inside of the truck. And it goes on way easier than it comes off. Now we're ready. All right, moment of truth. Let's plug the other end into the factory harness. And you can already see one of the lights came on. So that's a good sign. Perfect. Both are working. Should be switching. Okay, sweet. So they're going to work just like factory. Let's go ahead and pop this back up in here. Just make sure your wires are not going to get pinched anywhere. And you're going to start by putting these two tabs up over the headliner, like so. Again, just tucking in the wiring over there. And then just push the rear end up in there, like so. All right, so the doors are open. Beautiful. So it's going to work just like factory. So if you turn that off, you can click them on. If they're on, the other smaller button, that's how you change them from red to light, or I'm sorry, red to white. Click that back off. All right. Everything seems to be working as it should. So that's honestly not that bad. Let's wait until nighttime. We'll give you some footage. I could already tell, even in broad daylight, that these are way brighter than the stock bulbs, but let's wait till nighttime. We'll get some footage for you, get some pictures, and we'll wrap this up. Wait till you guys see the difference here. I wish I actually got some stock footage. I didn't do it because honestly, the lights are so bad. I just didn't even want to compare. But if you own one of these trucks, you know how bad it is. Let me go ahead and open up the doors. And boom. That is crazy how much brighter these lights are. I'll give you a look at the red, of course. But here, we'll give you a look even through my windows are tinted. And you're looking through my rear window. You can see I didn't even take my blanket and my sleeping bag out from my recent trip up to New York. But that is so much better and so much brighter than the stock. Let's take a look at the red. All right, there you can see the red. So even the red with these Mesos is so much brighter than the stock white. So again, the front door's open. Here you're looking through my rear window again. So I might actually just leave it on the red because even that is plenty bright enough. I don't know. We'll see. I'll go back and forth. The only bad thing about this is now that it's so much brighter in here, I'm seeing how dirty my truck is. We got to get that cleaned. And just so you guys know, this is unedited footage shot on my iPhone 15 Pro Max. Just so you guys know. But there's a look at it. Night and day difference. There you have it, guys. Not that bad of an install, and as you can see, they are so much better and brighter than the stock bulbs. Now, in my opinion, the hardest part about this entire thing is getting that darn outer bezel separated from the main housing for the map lights. Just take your time. I didn't break any of the tabs, thankfully. I have seen people say, you know, they broke a tab or two, which it's not the end of the world. The thing is still going to go back on. It's secured by multiple points. But just take your time, use a small flathead, and it's really not that bad. Outside of getting that outer bezel off, this entire install is super easy. So if you have any questions on anything you saw, put them down below. I'll help you out. I would absolutely recommend getting these things. They're literally on it. It's not even comparable to stock how much brighter these are. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching as always, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.